Hi, my name is Sandy Lupo, and today I'd like to show you how to make ball-tip head pins utilizing sterling silver wire and a micro torch that uses butane fuel. Some of the designs that you see here are finished. All have balled-up head pins as their base for their beads, so the beads don't fall off the design. First and foremost, I'd like to talk to you briefly about torch safety. Whenever you're working with an open flame, make certain that you follow directions, read labels carefully, and don't take shortcuts. Right here, the surface that I'm working with is a fireproof surface. Using a small torch this size is totally acceptable at home, as long as you do have the proper surface so that you do not have a problem with any open flame. I'll also need to wear safety glasses, which I'll put on shortly, and I will work with an insulated tweezer so that I don't feel the heat passing through to my fingers. The sterling silver wire is a 20 gauge. In some cases I can use an 18 gauge, very suitable for some of the bead size holes that you might be working with in your designs. First and foremost, I will light the torch. There is a safety. There's also a lock so that I don't have to keep it pressed. And again, I am working with insulated tweezers. My plan is to heat up at the base, about a 1/4 of an inch. And I'm placing the end tip of the wire right where the hottest point of this flame is. A little patience is required, but before you know it, you'll see a nice red glow, and the end should ball up. A steady hand is always a good thing, and patience, of course. You can see that the wire itself is now changing its configuration. If you overheat, you run the risk of the ball falling off. There we go. It's always good to practice this technique a few times. Okay. Place the torch down. Now this is very hot. My plan is to remove the copper oxides that have formed. Take those off for a minute. Remove the copper oxides that have formed on the tip of the sterling silver wire. The only way to do that is to put it into a pickling solution, which is in this little crock pot here. It is warm and it is an acid. It's called Sparex, and it's generally used in the metalsmithing craft. What I plan to do, though, is to transfer from the insulated tweezer to the copper tweezer so that I do not contaminate the pickle. The pickle is suited for non-ferrous wires, non-ferrous metals, and steel is ferrous, not non-ferrous. What I'm going to do first, though, I'll put this over here so you may see. There's a little bowl of water, a little cool water that I'll quench it in first, just in case it's still hot. I don't want it to sizzle. This is heated. Drop it in, leave it for a little bit, and then come back to quench it. I have one in here that's finished. I'll clean it off with water. I'll also wipe it down. My plan is to polish it. Such a small little ball, as well as the head pin itself, doesn't require much in terms of polishing. Take a polishing cloth. A moonshine cloth would be ideal. Just wipe it down. The dirtier the cloth, the better it gets. Rub it down just a little bit, and what you have is a wonderfully polished head pin with a ball at the end so that when a bead is placed on it, it won't fall off. It's a lot of fun working with the torch as long as you do follow the precautions that are required. Please visit me for other videos on making head pins, and thank you for visiting us today.